So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because the line of work that I work in, I hear it all the time. I work and talk to people who are frustrated with their teenager and they really don't have any control over them. I'm not the only one that goes through behavior issues with their kids. And this is the reason why I wanted to do this little discussion, because we got to start talking about it. We got to start talking about, and you know, for black women, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to not have control over your children. You know, when they were little, I reigned supreme, but as they became teenagers, you know, I raised them to be independent thinkers and to be able to advocate for themselves. You know, I years ago, I have a friend that I talked to, my friend Pauline, and I used to say, I don't like my kids talking back. Fuck that shit. Da, 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 da. And she said to me, and it was very powerful what she said to me, because I kept to it. And what she said to me was, well, Angel, they have to talk back. How else, where else are they going to learn how to communicate and how to advocate for themselves? Where are they supposed to learn that? They have to learn it at home. I said, yeah, they can do that. I raised them to do that, but they have to do it in a respectful manner. It was powerful because, you know, I do come from a household where you are seen and not heard. I come from the civil rights era parents, and to them, they were just supreme. You didn't have an opinion, you didn't have a voice. What they said, you just do what they said. And I wanted to raise my children differently. I wanted to be able to talk to my kids and explain things to them. And it worked, right? But as they became teenagers, it became a whole different conversation. It became a conversation where I felt, you know, at some point you have to act as a parent. You have to become the authoritarian and not the mentor. And that's where it gets tricky, because I know my son, he don't respect shit unless you fucking him up. You gotta show him that you're not playing. But at this point, you know, my son is 15 years old. I can't be, you know, hitting on him. And he's also the type of kid that will go to school and say, Mommy hit me, and have DFAS at my door and ACS. He's done it. I mean, whenever I've tried to use a form of discipline, like take away electronics, that motherfucker will call 911 and say, I'm abusing him and I'm not feeding him and I'm beating him. And the next thing I know, I'm minding my business and the police are at my door. He's that kind of kid. And there's a lot of kids like that who will go to school and say, oh, I'm being abused. They took my phone. My mother took my phone. Oh, she's abusing me. I don't have any toiletries. You know, they do this. There are kids who are doing this. You know, and they put us. So here's the deal. These kids, when they started taking away the parents' right to discipline their children, what happened was this. The children are not afraid of us. They're not afraid of school authority. They're not afraid of law enforcement. They ain't scared of nobody. And really, they're the best generation we ever produced. Really. But when you're not even respecting your mother and the rules that we're setting down, that's where you cross a gray line. That's where a gray line is crossed with me. But there is nothing more painful than being ready to go to war with your child that you gave birth to and loved and nurtured and spent a lot of time in teaching them, for them to grow up to become teenagers and don't give a fuck about you or nothing. Right? We got to talk about this shit because it's not just me. To me, this was a really big it's embarrassing. You know, although he's been diagnosed with ODD, ADHD, but my son is so borderline, he know what the fuck he's doing. Right? What we're talking about here is when you lose control of your child as a mother, you know, how does that feel when you know, and my kids don't have no trauma in their life. They ain't never been molested. They don't even really know what a real good ass whooping is. But the point is, when your kids don't respect you, where they'll continue to steal from you, when your kids turn out to be your enemy, when you stop liking your kid, when you find that your kid is the person that you love the most, or your kids, and that you will do anything for, are the ones that will tell you to kiss their fucking ass. Yeah, my son threatened to kill me. I mean, he couldn't just take that whop that he had coming. You know, he want to fight back. You wrong. The jig is up and you got busted, and you still want to fight. But it's the addiction personality, that addictive personality, especially to these video games, that's the problem.